4.8-mile swim, 224 miles on the bike. His first knee surgery was in April 2022, and his other knee surgery was June 2022. And he's out there less than a year later doing these distances.
.33, John.
The swim went okay. It wasn't as fast as I would have hoped for. The water is pretty rough, pretty brown. But yeah, I mean, it was okay. It was, for a long day, I kind of had to take it a little bit easier than I probably would in other races, but I think at the end of the day, it was a little bit slower than I would have hoped for. Since I raced in the same clothes that I swam in, we pretty much just, got sand off of me and then hightailed it up, got the wetsuit off and hightailed it up to the bike transition.
Did you wear the same clothes because you were concerned about male nudity in the tent?
Being in a small tent with a bunch of naked guys is probably not my jam, but I would have worn the same suit anyways. The bike started well. The temperature wasn't bad at the beginning of the race, but as we kind of got further and further along, as the temperature got higher, I just kind of realized that it really wasn't feeling like it was my day. It was during the middle of the day. It was just hot as hell. The sun's beating down. It was pretty miserable, and I felt like there was a lot of matches that were burned. Not necessarily like I was going 25 miles an hour and just kicking ass. I felt like there's a lot of matches that were burned just being a large human being out there in this heat and in this sun. The crew did a really good job of making sure I was staying hydrated, drinking as much as I should.
All right, my name is Craig Brown. I own Mammoth Endurance. We're the company that puts on the anvils. Terry and I race direct, and the anvil is about pushing your limits. The anvil is not about getting all the big cheers and big hoopla. It's an individual battle. Damian is out here doing the Double AquaVelo. It's a 4.8-mile swim and a 224-mile bike, all in loops. So there's a physical challenge to it, there's a mental challenge to it. He's crushing it right now. And I think Damian's the only Double AquaVelo in the whole race today. And so yeah, he's out here, he's doing an awesome job.
When it started getting cooler, usually I feel better, and usually I can pick up the pace and go a little bit faster. But I started running into problems with my shoes bothering me, like hot spots, I guess is maybe what you call it. I think is what Jonathan referred to them as. So I'd be able to make it a couple of laps, and then I'd kind of have to just stop and take my shoes off because they're hurting so bad. So we kind of managed that, and then as it rained and then as it cooled down, that kind of started going away.
People usually always ask, the first question is why? Why would you want to do a distance like this, or race that long, or spend that much time training, or on your bike, or swimming? And honestly, he may not ever say it like this, but what I see from him is he wants to meet himself at the deepest level. And I think that it shows that he's met himself at the deepest levels because he gives that compassion back to other people when he relates to them. And so when you ask that question about people, it's truly like, it's so much deeper than just, I want to be the fastest, I want to win, I want to accomplish this. It's, yeah, he's a lot deeper than than people think.
But as the evening progressed, I started running into other problems with like my neck and being able to stay in arrow position and things like that. So it was a tough day. It was something where we were managing some issue literally for the whole 21-ish hours that we were racing. There was never a point where everything was working the way we hoped it would, you know. But I think that just goes to show that I just had a great support group around me, and everybody managed me really well, kept me from, you know, heading off the deep end when things weren't going well, which is pretty much all day.
Go for it.
So the community part of this race is really why everyone's out here. It's not about mammoth endurance, it's not about Anvil Ultra Triathlon, and it's not about swimming, biking, and running. It's about family. There are people that you'll meet for the first time you come out who you've never even seen before, who suddenly are just your best friends. They're your caregivers, they're your connection to sanity sometimes. And really it's all about just taking care of one another. So I think it's not only why all the racers come out, but why our staff and volunteer return year after year. We all work so hard and we put a lot into this, but it's about the connections that we've made with all of our racers, all of our volunteers, all of our staff and one another. I love Craig, I love our community, and I'm really glad that we're able to do this for you.
And like, because it was like emotionally, it was just so hard because it was just frustration. You know, it's like I should be able to do this. I should be able to keep going. Why the fuck is my neck hurting? I mean, this is stuff that's like never happened before. You know, why the fuck are my feet hurting? You know, just all these things that just popped up that never happened. And like, there was just this. Obviously, you get tired, you know, towards the end of something like this, but it was more of like a mental thing. Is there anything else I want to say? I think that if any of our group of friends see this video, I think that if you're not sure about doing something, you should do it. You know, you never know what you're capable of. You know, if you're like just kind of stay in your comfort zone, you know, and hang around and do the same old stuff all the time, I mean, you're not really living life. I think finding something hard to do and doing it and accomplishing it just makes you feel so much better. This is what life's all about.